Hey guys, I am here today with the new Nimbus 25. Now Asics kept this shoe under wraps for a little while. I don't know if anyone remembers back, but they were sending out samples that were unmarked to different people to try and promote. And we all kind of knew it was the new Nimbus, but they've brought a lot of changes into this new version and it's hardly recognizable from the last version. But I think everything that they've done and what they did with the Kayano and the new Kayano as well is everything where this shoe should be within their line. So obviously this shoe is its top of the range neutral shoe, meant for really easy rides, everyday runs, everyday walks, and this shoe pretty much nails it all. One thing that I was worried about when I first stuck it on is how stretchy this tongue is, and I was worried that it wouldn't provide enough lockdown, but it actually does, and I feel like the lockdown across the top is great. So we'll start off with the rest of the upper first. The upper feels really premium. It feels top quality materials, really nice knit that goes all the way around, nothing too over the top, but really nice materials, as we said. The lacing system, we've got little catch loop laces that come across, and as I said before, I was worried that it wouldn't be locking me down enough because of the stretchy tongue, but because of how good the upper is, it actually does feel really nice around that midfoot area. I'm glad that they've gone with a straight lacing system rather than asymmetrical. Straight lacing system always seems to fit me a little bit better, and I think it fits the average person and average runner a little bit better as well. Inside the collar, really padded. I love this material that they've used on the inside. Again, it feels ultra premium in there, just from what you'd expect from a top of the range general neutral daily runner. I'm a little bit disappointed with some of the other brands at the moment, that the way that they've tried to do their shoes in terms of the competition that they would be for this, like the New Balance 1080. The materials just don't seem as nice. Like this one here just feels a whole nother level above those ones. So good job for Asics for doing that and pulling this out the bag. So around the collar, we've got plenty of cushioning, plenty of padding. Feels really nice around the foot. Cups in really nicely. There's no sign of heel slippage or anything, although we've got this little bit of a stretch knit top, which again, it just makes it look really nice. Feels really premium. Doesn't do too much in terms of support, but it just adds to the aesthetics of the shoe. So you've got this nice firm heel counter around the back. Now Asics has always been known for being a good shoe for people who need that extra support. They've always kind of pushed the fact that they sponsor podiatrists, or they're at conferences, sponsored Sports Medicine Australia, for example. So they've tried to put their whole brand within medicine almost over here in Australia, and it seems to have worked. I get people come into the clinic and they said that they brought the Asics because they heard it was good and supportive. So in that respect, they're doing what it says, and I think that that caters to a higher range of people, and people who are afraid of getting injuries, people who have had injuries, they do tend to look for an Asics over here. I don't know how that compares to the rest of the world, but here in Australia, Asics are up the top. Now onto the midsole. So we've got a full FF Blast Plus midsole through here, which is soft, bouncy, responsive, cushioned. It's pretty much everything that you'd want from a max cushioned. I wouldn't say it's anything too extreme. So obviously they've got the Super Blast, which is above this, which is a fully max cushion shoe. This one here, where it's, their premium max cushion day-to-day runner, I feel like they've done a great job with it. And it is a lot different to the older models, but I feel like this version couldn't get much better for what Asics has now. Obviously they've got that FF turbo foam that they might transition and start to put into in the future versions. I'm hoping, and I mentioned this with Kayanos, that they get rid of the gel, although I don't think that they'll get rid of the gel because that's a big sales point for them, and Asics is known for having their gel. Now the gel in it, it's new pure gel, which is a little bit lighter. Whether or not the actual amounts they put into this has any effect on cushioning, support, stability, whatever they put it in there for, I very much doubt that, just for the fact that how good this foam is. So I think that they can start to do away with the gel Nimbus and have the Blast Nimbus or Turbo Nimbus, something like that, just to bring it into the 21st century and move away from old ways, bring that new branding of that new exciting structured foams in that people want nowadays over the kind of gel and old school technology. The outsole is kept pretty simple, to be honest, and they've done well with this. I think they haven't made it overly thick, but they've made it thick enough that it's going to be durable and it's going to last. It doesn't cover the whole of the foot, as you can see. It covers the areas that it needs to be covered. That helps keep the weight down a little bit. So this one here, size 11.5 US, comes at 330 grams, which is pretty average for shoes of this size, of this model, and what they're going for. So overall, I think that this is a great shoe. I can't really find a huge amount of fault with it at this point. I'm not going to say that it's going to be good for anyone who really overpronates, but then again, it's not made for that, and that's just to do with how soft the foam is. So if you want a fairly neutral shoe, have a neutral foot, don't have any history of any issues, problems, injuries, want something that is premium, want something that is soft, bouncy, then this is pretty much going to be your go-to shoe. And even for walking, I like this shoe for walking. I will recommend it to a lot of my patients, especially those ones that we've just mentioned through there. So really happy with what Asics has done. Hope they keep going in this direction. I think for the next generation model, I do hope that they move away from the ultra stretchy tongue again. As I said, I don't like ultra stretchy things. I just don't find it holds my foot down, although this still does. If they can get something that is a little bit less stretchy, but still this knit material where it feels really premium, really soft to the foot, I think that that'll be a nice little upgrade. Apart from that, they could possibly put some FF Turbo foam in there, as well as the Blast Plus. But apart from that, well done Asics. You guys have nailed the neutral shoe. All right, guys, big thanks to Athlete's Foot for supplying us with the shoes today. Hope you enjoyed the reviews, and I hope that it helps you pick your next shoes.